Welcome back to the show. I have a special guest here with me, good friend of mine, my brother, Tobi Bakare.
Hey! Bros, I must be doing something right. For you to come on rubbing mine twice. This is number 2.
Yeah, you're going to come back more. Because
Of
where you're
course.
going is scaring me in a good way. How you doing, man?
I'm fine.
Congratulations. There's so much happening with you. Let's talk about your journey to this point, first of all, before we get to the real reason
the
why
last
you're
time.
here. Since the last time, exactly. Because a lot has happened since then. You've sort of had your foot in properly in Nollywood now. Do you think that's a good way to say it? Would you call yourself now an established actor in the industry?
Yes.
I mean, you're working constantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are different things I'm doing, but right now, if I run into anybody, if it's not Toby from Big Brother, they're calling me the actor. Toby the actor. So I'm getting to be the actor a lot more now, and it's a comfortable space to be.
Which is interesting, because I remember when you left Big Brother, acting was sort of there, but it wasn't what you really wanted to do. So how did this transition slowly happen? Where I know TV presenting was big for you at the time.
Yeah.
How did that evolve into where you are now, sort of a leading man in the industry?
So I was going to try everything that came my way coming out of the house then, and life just kind of pushed me. I was getting hosting gigs here and there, not as much as I wanted, because that's the money maker. That's why I was like, you've not left it. So that's why we've been doing it. And then acting picked off, and then it was like, try it. It was weird initially, but I started to enjoy it, and it was just working on a few projects. I fell in love with the actual art of acting, and also a lot that goes into filmmaking. So I found myself being curious about, when I'm not in front of the screen, I'm by the camera guy, looking at what they're doing. I'm observing what the director is doing. Anytime I'm opportune to be in the edit room, I'm interested in everything they're doing. And, I just realized, like, this is a whole beautiful process, and seeing how what we do on screen, director's choices, and different things, how it comes together and entertains people and makes sense. Like I'm like, I don't mind. I can comfortably be here for a while. Like I'll forever enjoy acting.
So you definitely didn't have any formal training. For acting. So how did you start? Did you have to seek advice?
So I learned on the job.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, I started from Multi-Choice Hustle, which was like a daily comedy show. So it was very it was very easy. So like I watched the other guys, and then I'll learn from them. And then we had like the greats. Shola Shobali was also on it. So like, and I watch people a lot. So like I'll observe how they, reading their scripts, when they ad-lib, how they do it. So, so I was watching, and then, I started to pick up. So even on Hustle, I started to get better. Like I'll watch later episodes, compared to the first episode, and I'm like, okay, I see I'm doing a lot better. And I'm getting more believable to people. And then the first cinema opportunity came with Sugar Rush. And, I kind of aced that. With
I remember that one running scene.
With a few scenes, I kind of aced it. And, it just started to register to me, like, this is not fluke anymore. You're actually good at this thing, so you should explore it more. And I kept exploring, and
was there a moment where that happened, where you decided, okay, I guess this is it? Was it a movie? Was it a moment?
I just really like seeing myself on the screen. So I'm like, whatever it takes to, I will learn it. And, now I figured life will kind of push you. That prayer of God, prepare a table before me.
Yeah.
So I've seen my table now. Acting is
I am holding it.
I'll hold it tight.
But I mean, whatever motivates you is good. But I mean, the staying power is also more important. Which, I mean, I've always heard in Hollywood they say, oh, there's so many leading men, but not enough leading men. It's a very interesting dynamic I hear, which means there's a vacuum, even though there's a lot of people. Did you see that, and were you intentional about heading there? That's one side of the question. Secondly, it looks like a lot of the leading men are sort of lover boys. You have a lot of the fine boys who want to play romantic roles. You didn't go that path. Most guys who go into the industry go in that
Roman
way.
Palo.
Yeah, you seem to go the other way. Did you try?
So it wasn't intentional. Well, because of my personal life, I'm an active guy. So I did get a few roles of, like phases. I did romantic boy, sweet boy. So I can do that. But then it wasn't even an active thing. But then the opportunity for like action, like active movies, like showed up. And I'm like, okay, like I can really own this space, because realistically, looking at it, a lot of things I know I can do, not a lot of people in the industry can do it. So we get on set, and the director needs you to just do this, but I'm willing to do that and more. And they see that, and eventually the end result of that is just amazing. We saw that with Sugar Rush and with Gangs of Lagos, and then Brotherhood. We've seen a lot of that. So I've kind of gained the trust of, and then like a few other professionals in the industry will tell me, like, we have a good number of leading men, but we still don't have. Like, other actors will tell me, like, Tobi, this space you're coming into, like,
Hold on.
there's nobody else there. Like, so just hold it. And then I'm like, okay, and they respect it. It's more like, it gives me more confidence that, okay, I can act. Okay, if it comes to fine boy in front of the TV, I can do that. And then if it comes to action, I can also do that. So yeah, I'm embodying it, and I'm learning more as as I go.
How were you able, or do you think you have even gotten the sort of confidence of the industry? Because I think we've talked about this a few times in the past, the big brother actors who they don't take seriously. There's also the social media actors that they call them, or the Instagram actors. You are almost both. Because you have a social media following, you're very active on social media, your page is constantly, you're putting up stuff, you're at events, you are influencing. You're also from this reality show that people seem to think only is for people who don't have any talent.
Yeah.
So you're like a double barrel. So do you feel, how were you able to sort of surmount that and let them see you as the guy?
So I never really focus on, I don't really focus on what people see me as. I do what I have to do to get ahead, do my work, my honest work, and, just keep me moving. But this particular movie, that I thought people took me seriously, but this movie is showing me that it's like they didn't take me seriously before. Because in my mind, I've done a few projects, people love it, people comment, and I'm getting calls from directors. So I thought, okay, I'm in Nollywood, but people now watching Brotherhood and they're like, come, you can really act though.
And wow,
so you're a serious actor, you're really talented. And I'm like, before, we've been saying these things, I've been showing you people these things since now. So I think this is the movie that just kind of has broken the ice and letting the world know, Nigeria, Africa know, this boy is a badass actor.
Yeah,
talented.
Let's talk Brotherhood now, because I just saw it and...
How did you feel?
It was really good. First thing, I like the fact that it wasn't too long. I mean, and then it was a genre that's not very explored in Nigeria. You don't see Nigerian action films. So that was really also refreshing. And then the acting, like I was telling you yesterday, Ronke Oshodi.
Bam.
I mean, everybody killed their roles. You obviously surprised a lot of people, like you just said, with how you pulled off, this armed robber,
this character,
ghetto character who is just gritty. Tell us about getting that call. Did you audition, and how did you become a part of this project?
So big shout out to Jadi and the writer Abdul TJ. So they when they are writing, they kind of have the person in mind. So myself and Jadi, we had done Gangs of Lagos. So I had won Jade's trust, or I believe I had won her trust as per...
Which is not out yet. You brought out the second one.
Exactly. Because for her, a lot of things she expected that I could do, she knew. But then she made me take training with Lala. Okay. That was the only time I ever got training. And then eventually, when we had to shoot, she saw me do things she didn't even think I could do. So eventually, I gained her trust. And then she just called me like, okay, there's Brotherhood coming and, this is going to be an action movie. I'm like, well, there's nobody else. It's only Tobi Bakare that can do it. So let's do it. So then I got the script. And even already, when I got the script, we already said I changed my diet, because this was an ex-con. I had to look like an ex-con.
Yeah, you were really big in the film.
Yeah, so I had to change my whole diet, my workout routine. And then I shaved my head, pierced my ear, all of that, just to look like the character. And the moment I could feel like the character, it was easy to do everything else. And that's why you see a lot of people, the calls I get now is, we didn't see Tobi in the movie. All we saw was Aki, Kala, the character you were giving us. And, I'm very happy everything paid off.
Yeah, what was shooting it like? Because I saw a lot of things there.
It was hectic. It was a lot of work. It was actually a lot of work. The cast and crew, big shout out to everybody. We knew it wasn't easy. There are some times where we'll come 4 nights back to back and we'll not be able to shoot because the director wanted perfection. Lukman Ali was on the project as a director. Jadi was also there, and then they won't take anything average. So we spent 4 or 5 days on the bridge also. For me, it was even extra challenging because it happened to be a time I was fasting. So having to fast, work out, also be under the sun, doing physical. But it was encouraging because when you're tired, someone like Basket will crack a joke and you're back alive. Mom will come, and then the energy on set was just heavy, and then you just know you can't disappoint because you look at your fellow actor. They are on set. They are feeding you with enough energy, so you just have to match or do more. And that's why we have what we have now.
I've been seeing a lot of people tweet. This is not a spoiler. The bridge scene with you, is that real?
Yeah, real.
You jumped off.
You're already spoiling it.
I mean, it's...
We'll get to a big review. I mean, I'll still release behind the scenes of that particular
Please do,
show.
because I think my wife almost passed out when she was watching it.
I just want enough,
like,
I want enough people to watch it already there, maybe later in the year, you know, but it wasn't graphics, you know. Yeah, it was actual falling from the bridge.
What was the hardest part of doing Brotherhood?
Hardest part of doing Brotherhood? Like
or challenging?
I won't say I like to suffer, but I like, like I've been trained to fall in love with hard work. So every part of it that was challenging, you know, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, because I believe in hard work. Like whatever you really put in effort to, as far as you do it well, it'll come out nice. So all of the times I had to suffer, I had scars. You know, I was hungry on set. You know, I was tired, and I had to keep pushing. Like, you know, eventually, like I'll go home and I'll be able to sleep well because I'll be happy. Like, I know I killed it today.
Yeah.
So that's
when you were doing it, did you know this was the reception people were going to have? Did you expect this?
I didn't. I knew I gave him my best, and I knew, you know, trusting Jade, because I worked with Jade before. I'm like, I know it's going to be badass, but like, I've not seen one bad comment. I've received thousands of comments on this project. I've not seen one saying, oh, it's average, or oh, it was good. It's always like very good. I've gone to how many cinema viewings, and the reception at the end is always the same. People are on their feet, they are screaming, they are shouting. I have not seen this for any Nollywood project ever. Even the foreign projects, like even, you know, the badass blockbusters, Top Gun, people didn't get up and shout. Yeah. But this one, it was more like people took it personal because they could relate to the characters. It was like, yeah! Like, you get so much energy in the cinemas, and it's just...
No, but that scene at the end,
we kill her.
People myself, I did like that. It was really, really good. But there was also a scene there that had you intimate with your co-star, Tobi Tone.
So I'll just do small.
So I wanted to know, because acting now, you're married, you have a child.
Yeah.
How was that dynamic? Did you have to come around and say, first, this is happening now?
I always have to explain to her. I always have to explain to her. But like, we've got, thanks to Brotherhood, now she understands she's seeing like fully this is his work, you know. Yeah. And then she's met Tony Tone. So she normally they think, they are kissing inside, they must like each other. But now she sees that, okay, it's actually a profession, and, you know, they do what they have to do as far as it's connected to the story. But I took my wife to the cinemas to watch. We're watching with people. People already saw me and my wife coming. And then the first scene with Tony Tones where we kiss comes on, and my wife just starts coughing. Everybody in the cinema erupted. It was funny as. But yeah, I mean, for the story, we do whatever we want to do. We have to do. Yeah. And, you know, that's what it is. And
does that now change the dynamic of the kind of roles you can take?
Personally, I don't want it to. As far as I love the story, if I love the story, if I like, if I would like to be in that film, I don't want the fact that and I thank God I have a trusting and understanding partner. So she understands, like, okay, she understands and trusts me enough to know that, okay, if he wants it, there must be something in there for him, you know, career-wise, or, you know, for whatever reason. So she trusts me, and, you know, that works well for me. Yeah. And we're happily married with one son, one very bouncing baby. So she ain't got no worries.
Are there roles? Where do you draw the line with what you would take?
What I'll take?
Because, I mean, Nollywood is probably not there yet, where you are doing maybe full frontals.
Of course, we can't.
If there's an intimate situation where it's probably as graphic as possible.
No, the directors can be very, like with filmmaking, the directors can be very creative with a lot of things they do. You know, in some cases where I'm not comfortable, we can use the body double. You know, the angles can be shot from a different angle where, you know, it looks and feels intimate, but in actual reality, it's not as... Because we shoot with like 20, 30 people in the room. So even that kissing thing is very romantic. It's really not. It's really like, pause, wait, they change the camera and go, action, you go again. So, you know.
Fair enough. So let's talking of family life now. I don't think we've had you on the show since you got married.
Yeah.
How's that going? I think you surprised a lot of people. I didn't think you were going to get married.
They never see me coming. Yeah. They never ever see me coming.
Definitely didn't say that. How's married life? You're a father now. Big deal. And I've seen the change in you from the guy who used to fly.
Jump around.
You know, I mean, you're still flying, but probably more controlled. How's that going?
Very interesting. It's a new space of life, but I'm loving every bit of it. I'm learning every day while learning every day. And so far, it's just been rewarding. And then, you know, things got really better after our first year. I don't know what I think they say about first year. You know, it seems like it's true. So first year, we used to butt heads. But like now, even me, I look at that like, we never quarrel in a while now. What's up?
Are we doing something wrong?
Like, what's going on? Is he waiting for us in front? So now, it's very, and now there is more for me to work for.
Yeah.
So right now I look at what I'm doing and I'm so happy because my wife is proud of it, you know, my family is proud of it. You know, before it was just my family and, you know, my dad and mom, they are used to it, like, roll up. But now I have a son, I want you to grow up and look at your dad, like, go to class and be like, do you know my daddy? Yeah, you know, that's what, there's more to work for now, so, yeah.
Awesome stuff, man. Congratulations and everything, man. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Brotherhood is in cinemas across the country. Right?
Across the continent.
No vex.
Across the continent.
So please go out and watch it. I've seen it. I don't hype nonsense, like they say. And I definitely enjoyed every bit of it. And Tobi was amazing. That AMVC, I think, might be loading.
Bros, might.
It's loading.
And Gangs of Lagos is still Iche! Thanks, bros.
Thanks for being here today.
And thanks for always being a great role model.
Yeah.
Thank God for people like you. We can't afford to mess up.
Thank God for not messing up.
Yeah, we won't. I know we shame you.
Nice one, bro. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Please stay with us.
All right.
Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show